Did you know that a man weighing about 200 pounds actually has to walk for nearly 4 miles just to burn off the calories found in a single blueberry muffin? It sounds crazy, but it is the absolute truth. If you are currently relying on your casual morning stroll to melt away that stubborn belly fat, you are playing a losing game against your own metabolism. Most guys think they can just get their steps in and watch the weight fall off, but the math just does not work that way in the real world. Today, I am breaking down the 5 specific movements that trigger a 24-hour fat-burning furnace in your body, which keeps working long after you stop sweating. You're going to learn exactly how to cut your workout time in half while doubling the actual loss of visceral fat. That is the dangerous, deep-seated stuff sitting around your internal organs. If you stick around for this whole list, you definitely won't miss exercise number 5, which is the single most effective hormone reset move a man over the age of 30 can perform. The big problem we face is that most of us have been told for years that walking is the gold standard for weight loss. While walking is certainly great for your heart health and your mental clarity, it simply does not create the necessary metabolic stress your body needs to actually force it to burn fat for fuel. As we get older, our natural testosterone levels start to dip and our insulin resistance can begin to creep up. A casual walk in the park does not fix those underlying hormonal issues. We need movements that recruit large muscle groups and create something called the Afterburn Effect, also known as EPOC, or excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. This is a state where your body burns extra calories for hours and hours just trying to recover from the intense work you did earlier in the day. The first move you need to start doing immediately is the kettlebell swing. This is a total body power move that hits your entire posterior chain, which includes your glutes, your hamstrings, and your lower back, and it spikes your heart rate almost instantly. To do it correctly, you want to hinge at your hips, snap them forward with explosive power, and let that momentum move the weight up to about chest height. A study conducted back in 2012 showed that kettlebell swings can burn about 20 calories per minute. Compare that to walking, which only burns about 5 calories in that same minute. The most common mistake I see guys make is using their arms to lift the weight like they are doing a front raise. You must avoid that. Your arms are just acting as ropes. Your glutes are the powerful engine driving the entire movement. Next up on our list is the goblet squat. This is basically the heavy lifting version of walking. Because it recruits your quads and your glutes, which are the biggest muscles in your entire body, it demands massive amounts of energy to execute. You hold a weight firmly against your chest, keep your elbows pointed down, and sit back into a deep squat just like you are sitting down in a chair. This move builds the kind of functional muscle that keeps your metabolism high, even while you are asleep at night. If you are realizing right now that your current routine is just spinning your wheels without getting results, hit that like button. It helps me know that you want more of this no-fluff science to help you get results faster. When you're doing these squats, make sure your knees do not cave inward and keep your heels glued to the ground. If your heels lift up, you are putting too much stress on your joints and not nearly enough on the muscles. Then we have the burpee. Most guys absolutely hate them, but they work so well because they are a plyometric move that forces your heart to pump blood from the floor to a standing position very rapidly. You drop down into a plank, touch your chest all the way to the floor, jump your feet back in toward your hands, and explode upward into the air. Doing just 10 burpees is metabolically the same as doing a 30-second all-out sprint. The big mistake here is arching your back during the plank phase of the move. That is a one-way ticket to chronic lower back pain. You have to keep your core tight and your spine perfectly straight from your head to your heels. Our fourth exercise is the renegade row. This one is a double threat because it combines a standard plank with a rowing motion. It forces your body to stabilize itself under a heavy load, which carves out your obliques and core way better than any crunch ever could. Get into a push-up position with dumbbells in your hands and row one weight up to your hip while keeping your hips dead still and parallel to the floor. If you start rocking your hips from side to side, you are losing the core building benefit. Pretend there is a full glass of water sitting on your back and you cannot afford to spill a single drop. Wait until you see the data on exercise number 5, though. It is the only one on this list that actually mimics a biological survival state. That brings us to hill sprints, the absolute king of the afterburn effect. High-intensity sprinting releases growth hormone, which acts as a direct fat burner for men. Find a steep incline in your neighborhood, sprint up for 20 seconds like your life depends on it, and then slowly walk back down for 60 seconds to recover your breath. Repeat that cycle 8 times. 10 minutes of hill sprints can burn more fat than a 45-minute jog on flat ground because of how it shocks your entire system. Just make sure you take the time to warm up your hamstrings first. You do not want to floor the gas pedal when the engine is still cold. Now, the exercises themselves are only half the battle. You need the right execution secrets to make them actually work for your goals. Secret number 6 is the 30-second rest rule. Keeping your rest period short keeps your heart rate in that specific fat oxidation zone. Use a stopwatch and do not check your phone between sets. If you rest for 2 or 3 minutes, your metabolic fire starts to cool down. This is where most guys quit because it gets uncomfortable. But if you are the type of person who actually finishes what he starts, subscribe and join the crew. We are building a community of guys who want real results without the usual gym bro nonsense. Secret number 7 is progressive overload. Your body is incredibly smart and it adapts to stress very quickly. If you do not increase the challenge, the fat burning just stops. Every single week, try to add 2 or 3 pounds to your weights, or just do 1 extra repetition per set. If you stay at the same weight for 6 months, you are not transforming your body. You are just maintaining what you already have. Stop chasing the feeling of being sore and start chasing actual performance gains in the gym. Next, you need to focus on compound movements. About 80% of your workout should involve moves that use at least 2 joints, like your knees and hips or your shoulders and elbows. A squat burns roughly 3 times the calories of a leg extension because it is using so much more of your body's total mass. Do not spend all your time on vanity muscles like bicep curls if your primary goal is to lose the spare tire around your waist. Use the big movers to get the big results. The reason your scale has not moved in weeks? It is very likely because of the mistake we are about to cover regarding your nutrition. That leads us to the post-workout protein window. To burn fat effectively, you have to preserve your existing muscle. Aim for 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein within an hour of finishing these exercises. Protein has a high thermic effect, meaning you actually burn calories just by the act of digesting it. Do not reward a hard workout with a high-carb treat that spikes your insulin levels. That just shuts down the fat-burning process you just worked so hard to start. Drop a comment below and tell me, what is the one exercise you absolutely hate, but you know works for your body? I want to see who is actually putting in the work. Finally, use time under tension. Slow down the lowering phase of every single move you do. Count 3, 2, 1 on the way down for every squat or row. This creates more micro tears in the muscle fibers, which requires a huge amount of energy for your body to repair later on. Do not use momentum or bounce the weights at the bottom. Make the muscle do all the work. As a bonus tip, try a cold shower finisher. After your high-intensity session is over, jump in a cold shower for 2 minutes. It triggers brown fat activation, which is a type of fat that actually burns your white belly fat to generate heat for the body. It sounds a bit wild, but the metabolic spike is very real and backed by science. Here is your action plan for success. Today, pick just 2 of these exercises. I suggest starting with kettlebell swings and burpees. Tomorrow, perform 4 rounds of each, going for 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest. By next week, I want you to replace one of your regular walking days with a full circuit of all 5 exercises we talked about. Walking is great for your heart, but these 5 moves are for your waistline. Don't just move your body. Challenge it to change. Start with that first exercise tomorrow morning and see how much higher your energy feels by noon. Your metabolism is waiting for a reason to kick into gear, so give it one.